All right. Well, let's look at the good trades of the day, huh? Look at the good trades of the day. Now, for a long time today, there were periods of time where the market really didn't do very much, right? So one of the things that we look for, in our program is we look for extreme areas. Where does the market get extreme? How do we know it's extreme? How do we know it's ready for a shift because it's sort of at an extreme area? What's a good thing to look at? If you're here like under 3 months or so, how do you think we can tell when the market is getting near an extreme and ready to snap back?
Art
Yep,
got it.
cycle oscillator. Yeah, I agree that a lot of that downtrend is broken. Now we'll see what happens next. So I like to look at the 5 minute chart, right? Do you see areas of extreme when we get near the top of our oscillator? Right in here, right in here, right in here. These are areas that get us near the top of our oscillator that let us know that we might be getting ready for a shift. Now that does not mean that it couldn't keep going for a little bit and then roll over, right? But it's an area that we like to look for where a shift may occur. Down here, that's what it means, this down here, right? You're talking about this. So today, the whole world should have known that Trump was going to talk at 1 o'clock, right? When Trump talks at 1 o'clock, markets tend to react. We don't know which way, but it's going to be a something, right? So look at 1 o'clock today. See, we're coming up on 1 o'clock, but is this a trade? Is this a time to go long? When the oscillator's up here, our RSI is getting near the top as well. You see these are our levels, these are our places where we see that the market is a little bit overstretched, right? Trump moves the market, Fed speakers move the market. Where these things are scheduled, look out. So we better not be entering any kind of trade coming into the Trump speaking time, because it might do this, but it's a 50-50 coin flip, right? We have all these indicators. Here's the way I look at it. We have all these indicators. Like, think about it this way. Here's a new way to think about the market. If you want to day trade, close your eyes, pick a direction up or down, and hit the button. What's your probability of winning? 50-50, right? Close your eyes, hit a button, hit a buy order, sell order. It's about 50-50. Our whole goal with all these indicators is to move that needle from 50% coin flip to something more in our favor. That's the whole goal. We try to move it into 75, 80, 85%, right? But if you're trading into this, coming into Trump, hoping that Trump's speech he's gonna say, war's over and we're going to the moon, and that's gonna be great for your trade. Well, you're just basically taking your 85% and putting it back to 50. Put a yes in the chat if that makes sense to you. Only one person understands this. This is a probabilities game, right? Probabilities game. You might think, oh, I think Trump's going to say this. I think the market's going to I think this. I think this. I think this. Those are guesses, about as good as guessing which way the coin's going to come up, right? So this is my encouragement, because I heard other people today. I was in a different forum and I heard people saying to me, oh, I think the market's going to pop when Trump speaks. So I think we should bet up, right? Garbage. And I hope nobody here is doing that. Okay. We have indicators and we have rules and tools to push that probability, move that needle above 50%. So he starts to speak. We're at an extreme. If I had to pick a direction of which way I think the market might go when he starts to talk, I would bet the opposite. I would bet down, right? We're at an extreme. We're at an extreme. Look at this setup. Go from blues to yellows. We go from an extreme high, start coming down, cross over 50%. Look at our structure. We peak a high, a low, coming up. Here's our level. Break that level. Bam, there's your downside trade. Does the 20 stop me here? Would you say the 20 is steep?
Not at
Right
all.
there? No. Hefe 100% profitable. Just patient trading his edges. Here's your entry. Maybe you get right here. We're at like 603. So maybe you get the 695, something like this. Down she goes. Down she goes. Now I want to make a little comment here about this candle. This candle really stood out to me. Let's pretend you don't know anything else. Okay, here's my analysis of this candle. When you see a move that is going in a direction and you get a oversized candle, how many of you type a yes in the chat or type an O in the chat if you would say that's an oversized candle, bigger than everything else, doesn't really belong. You know that Sesame Street game, one of these things just doesn't belong here. I grew up on that, right? This is an oversized candle, okay? So these candles, it depends on where they happen for how I play it. If this is if this candle came up all the way at the top, at the very beginning of the move that I thought was about to happen, if this candle shows up here, which way do you think I'm betting?
Down.
I am going down. Why? Because when everything is up, these small little candles, and you get this big, giant, fat bar coming out of nowhere that is bigger than everything else, that is an igniting move. I'll call that igniting candle. And it means we went from indecision to a decision is made. Bam. Jump in, jump in, jump in someplace. It'll probably bounce back a little bit, and then you're going to probably get a lot of follow through. Okay? Because it starts the move. When you see a big candle that starts the move, that's a great moment to jump in. But when you see this is already moved 1, 2, 3 legs, and on the third leg makes this huge move, it's not the same thing. Michael, how would you read that candle at the end of the third leg of a move?
Third or fourth leg, I'm thinking it's done.
Is done. This is last gasp. If you ever ran a 5K when you were younger, I used to run 5Ks, and I'd have one pace for most of the race, and then really at the very end, I would speed up and I would find somebody to try to chase, and I'd sprint across the finish line right at the end, and I'd get across the line, and then what? Right, I'm not going to go keep running another mile. I sprint, I catch whoever's in front of me, I pick somebody out, I'm like, that's the guy I'm going to beat, and I run as hard as I can, and I crash. This is an exhaustion candle. The market is like bigging its last bit of sellers. Ugh. Guess what's likely to happen next?
50%
a snapback.
replacement.
And we're at the bottom. And we're at the bottom. And we're at the pre-market low. Do you see where I'm going here? Now, that does not mean that by itself is a buy signal to jump in long. What do you think I'd want to see? What would give me the clue that, like, I thought this was an exhaustion bar and I have confirmation I'm right? What would you want to see, Michael? What would you want to see happen next?
Green take out the high of the low bar?
The high of the low bar. So you would need to see a green candle come all the way back up here, and then you're in?
I might cheat.
You're pretty aggro. That doesn't sound like you.
I said I might cheat.
I know you better than that. Well, so what's a rule that you could put in that's not cheating, but is giving you...
I like the 50% retracement. Gives me
50% retracement. Of the whole thing or just of that candle?
Just of that candle.
That candle. I agree with you. That's exactly how I would trade it. Cut this candle in half. Sort of half. If we can recover at least half of it doesn't have to be in one bar either. It could be 2 bars. If we can get at least halfway back, that's the confirmation I need. Dive in long to that bar. Stop underneath. Here we go.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.